Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Arma 3 video. In this video, I'll be covering 15 unique mods that you should definitely get your hands on. These mods will include a capability, asset, or mechanic that isn't found anywhere else on the workshop, making them truly unique, one-of-a-kind, must-have mods for your Arma 3 experience. As always, if you like this content, send a Sidewinder through that like and subscribe button, and visit my channel for playlists full of mod lists, lore and analysis videos, and much more, all neatly packaged for easy viewing. Now, with that out of the way, let's get right into the mods. At number 15 is X66 Mammoth Tank by GS Viper. The real ones out there know this tank as the ultimate vehicle of destruction. One of the flagship vehicles in the Command & Conquer series over the years, this was one of the first tanks I was ever fascinated with as a child when I started playing PC games back in 1995, and as soon as I saw it in the Red Alert intro video, I was hooked. The Mammoth Tank is a near unstoppable beast in Arma 3, sporting dual 188mm cannons, Mammoth Tusk missile racks, a top-mounted 35mm anti-personnel and aircraft machine gun, and a 7.62 coaxial machine gun. Weighing in at a whopping 250 tons of hatred, a platoon of Mammoth tanks will smash through any defensive line and will take a brutal amount of punishment while dishing out death. At number 14, we've got the BWI T-6 Pack by NZDF Crash. The T-6 Texan II is a single-engine, twin-seat trainer aircraft designed for the initial phases of pilot training in many Western nations. Developed from the Pilatus PC-9, the Texan II is an incredibly forgiving aircraft with easy handling characteristics meant to train new pilots in formation flying as well as limited BFM. This mod is the perfect candidate if your aviation-centric unit wants to dedicate an aircraft to training only. Included in this pack are a ton of different liveries used throughout the world, including PC-9 and AT-6B variants. The AT-6 aircraft comes standard with 6 pylons capable of carrying a multitude of air-to-ground weaponry, perfect for units that want a light cast platform with longer loiter times over heavier fighter variants that may not be available. At number 13 is an old but gold mod, the UH-60 Pack A3 by Eric J. Essentially porting forward the Arma 2 UH-60s, this mod did so much more than that though. This pack includes a ton of sci-fi variants of the H-60s with encased pylon style that you saw in aircraft in movies like Avatar. This gives those helos a truly unique look that you won't find in any other mod. Also included are soft variants of real-world and sci-fi styles, perfect for units that want the look of the aircraft but may not have the aircrews quite trained on the complexity of the amazing Hatchet H-60 mod, which you should definitely get. At number 12, we've got the Concorde by Skyrix. This aircraft was not on my Arma 3 bingo card this year and was a huge surprise to me when it hit the workshop. I had to snag it immediately. Skyrix has been dumping a ton of civilian aircraft to the workshop lately, and the Concorde is definitely the most unique of his collection thus far. Capable of supersonic flight, the Concorde was one of the fastest conventional jet airliners ever developed. Unfortunately, she retired from service in the early 2000s due to not being cost-effective. The mod includes the ability to lower the nose for taxiing and raising it for flight when taking off. She handles well and is the perfect unique aircraft for servers that want a more relaxed approach and maybe enjoy flying civilians around to multiple airports. At number 6 is Project Lightning F-35B Armaverse version by Firewheel. Now, this isn't the only F-35 out there, not by a long shot. However, it is, as far as I know, one of the only functional F-35B VSTOL variants that works as intended. This mod includes good animations of the engine converting into vertical flight mode as well as the doors over and below the vertical lift fan behind the pilot. The ability to have a 5th gen fighter that can take off and land almost anywhere is a capability that only the United States and a select few of their closest allies can boast, and is one of the primary game changers when it comes to employing overwhelming combat capability anywhere in the world at a moment's notice. At number 10, we've got the Helmet Mounted Camera mod by Paradox. An awesome client-side mod that places the game camera up on the right side of your game helmet, giving you an awesome helmet cam viewpoint at the click of a button. Precise aiming while in this view is a bit of a challenge, and I highly recommend this mod only if you're trying to get cool visuals for a cinematic or just messing around and having fun, because it does not allow you to interact with the game world, aim down the sights, or use night vision at all. This is purely for the sake of fun, but man, I won't lie, it is a ton of fun to turn on and just start laying waste in CQB. Some people have even used reshade visual filters to make it look like an ultra-realistic body cam footage, and I'm sure many dumbass media outlets out there are going to use it as real footage sometime. At number 9 is VileHud by VileAce. Probably one of the simplest yet most impactfully unique mods on my personal mod list. This mod helps me appreciate the beauty of Arma 3 every single time I play, no matter if I'm on the ground or in the air. The user interface in Arma 3 can become cluttered during missions, but with the click of a button, it all goes away in an instant, leaving nothing but those gorgeous visuals for me to gawk at. Then, with a simple click of the same button, it all comes right back. This mod also removes your ability to use the action menus or interact with objects in the world like doors and pick up items, so be cognizant of that when using it during multiplayer. I can't thank VileAce enough for this mod. I use it literally every time I'm on Arma 3. At number 8, we've got Arma 3 Thermal Improvement by Hate and Caffeine, Pinko Pete, and Lala. Hands down, the best thermal improvement mod out there by a country mile. This one works next to, as opposed to on top of, the vanilla thermal visuals. This means you can use both versions if you end up liking one better. Hitting B while you're in your laser rangefinder or targeting laser in aircraft or vehicles activates the A3 Ti visuals and lets you cycle through white hot and black hot variants. This mod is an absolute game changer for casual players and milsim units alike that want the best thermal imaging possible in their missions. At number 7 is Mo's Pilot Gear Suite by 556 Mo. Now, this isn't the only fighter pilot gear mod out there in the workshop, but what makes this mod unique is the quality of textures and assets provided. No other mod out there has this amount of loving detail included in the aircrew flight equipment. There are a ton of USAF and US Navy variants of helmets, oxygen masks, and flight suits to choose from, including many real-world units still in active service today. I won't use any other mod's aircrew equipment because I've been ruined by the beauty of this incredible mod. At number 6, we've got TV-guided missile Spike and Loss by DanCan37. Now, this one I can say is unique in its delivery. By selecting one of the Seeker missiles in the arsenal and firing it from a launcher, you gain the action menu selection of Missile POV, which immediately switches you to the Seeker head of the missile. By clicking on the screen, you can maneuver the missile to its target and lock on as necessary using T. I love this simple interface and locking brackets used on screen while guiding to the target. Something about it just, I don't know, it sings to me, it's weird. The visual overlay of the screen is also really awesome. At number 5 is Drongo's DYEL by Drongo. If you're a logistics buff and want the ability to move items around without using Zeus, then this is your mod. By hitting left Control C, you can pick up items like boxes of ammo and other miscellaneous objects and move them around. This adds a whole new layer to the logistics element in Arma 3, because now the material required to build a base can be transported and moved around within the assets available in-game. Left Shift and C also opens up a contextual vehicle menu where you can add storage items in logistics vehicles, as well as making it even easier to use. This is a must-have for those mission makers that want to have a support element that isn't constantly pulling a trigger. At number 4, we got GX Net Mask by GANX, a beautiful mod that adds a lot to the designated marksmen and snipers out there. The Net Mask comes in multiple camo schemes. The mod itself is built to be used with specific headgear pieces, and using other items may cause clipping in some areas. I really love the look of the Net Masks. It gives me some Ghost Recon vibes. At number 3 is the AC-130U Spooky II by the USAF mod team. A mod the workshop was waiting for what seems like eons. The AC-130U is one of the funnest aircraft available to use anywhere on the workshop. The weapons are split between a TV and IR operator who sit side by side. This mod works perfectly with Arma 3 thermal improvement. The pilot has the ability to hit left control and right click to use the side-mounted heads-up display that lets him or her make the perfect circular pattern to help keep the weapons on target. The pilot can also see the gun symbology as the IR and TV operators do their job, blasting enemies into the next realm. A ton of research and real-world HUD symbology was poured into this from actual Air Force aviators, so you know you're getting authentic visuals when you use this mod. At number 2, we've got Depressed Lighting by Polpox. I've seen a few visual effects mods hit over the years, but none of them have really hit me like Depressed Lighting. Something about its dulled visuals changes the entire feel of the game world, making it feel a little darker but also warmer at the same time, if that makes any sense. I'm not really sure why. Polpox recommends you change your visual saturation option to about 80% to maximize the look, but I prefer to keep mine at about 110% personally because I still like seeing the colors pop even if they're subdued. And finally, at number 1, we've got the amazing BWMod by BWMod team. This is the finest collection of German vehicles, weapons, and aircraft found anywhere. The tanks and APCs have textures that are gonna blow your mind, and the weapons are unique and stunning to look at and use as well. The standout asset for me is the incredible Eurocopter Tiger, one of the sexiest non-US developed attack helicopters in the world. It is uniquely maneuverable, and while it doesn't boast an extended array of weaponry like the AH-64 does, the ATGMs, rockets, and gun pod it does get are perfectly adequate in today's modern battlefield. The slow rate of fire of its nose-mounted gun will take a little bit of getting used to after the rapid-fire chain gun of the Apache, but used effectively can yield amazing results on the battlefield. Well guys, that's all I've got for this video. I hope you found new mods to use and enjoy in whatever style of gameplay you love playing Arma 3 in. I want to say a special thank you to my amazing patrons for the continued support of me and my channel. Thank you for helping me keep my Arma 3 server, TeamSpeak, and Discord lights on. And of course, I want to thank you, the viewer, for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Liking and commenting does so much more for my videos, and you guys realize I honestly, I can't tell you how much it does. So thank you for all the interaction and engagement. Thank you all again for your time and for watching, and I will see you in the next video.